Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. This is A Life Well Spent. My name is Kelly, and on this channel I document my financial journey. So I am 41 years old. I am single. I own my own home, and I kind of, yeah, I did stupid things with my money. And I'm at the point now where I think probably maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I started thinking about like, oh geez, like I should have more than I have. Like, had a good job. Feel like I did all the things. I don't feel like I was like super in debt or terrible with my money. And then when I started thinking about why I didn't have as much money as I expected to, I realized, yeah, I made some dumb choices with my money. So part of this channel is kind of documenting that, getting that, on board and figuring out what's the best way to recover from my stupid tax. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, go ahead and subscribe. I'd love to have you. There's like 30 something subscribers right now. I love you guys, and I do appreciate your support. So let's get into it. The kind of things that I do on my channel, talk about different money things, but I will show you my budget, my actual income, my plan for the month. That's what this video is. It's actually my budget for September. Yeah, that's what we're on. And then I will do kind of a budget closeout and show you how I did. Sometimes I do better than others. And then I actually will do kind of weekly spending checks. And I do that because I used to keep track of my spending with cash envelopes. Like I would just keep track of things that I definitely overspent on with cash. And it was easy because if there's no more cash in the envelope, no more to spend. Or if there's $20 left in the envelope, I know, hey, I only have $20 to spend. And it was great and I loved it. But with the pandemic, I was not using cash a lot. I wasn't even going into stores a lot. I was ordering online, and that's kind of difficult with cash. So I ended up having to go, use Amazon or go do store pickup or whatever. And that meant that not using cash meant that I was way overspending and I didn't realize. So now I'm doing these kind of weekly tracking things, and sometimes it doesn't make a difference because I didn't plan appropriately, and this is one of those months. Or August is one of those months. If you stick around for my wrap up video, when I close out my August budget, it'll probably come out. Let's see, today's Tuesday, August 31st. It will probably come out maybe the 1st or 2nd. And yeah, I'll explain in there why my budget went so awry. Anyway, so typically it helps to keep me on track. And I kind of look at it too as, you know, it's better than not tracking because I won't overspend nearly as much as if I'm not over tracking. So it's kind of, if I'm not tracking at all. So, you know, even if I've overspent by like $100, I might have overspent by like $300 if I wasn't tracking. So even if I don't get all the way there, I'm still in a better position than I am without. So I do it. I do it weekly, and it helps. It really does, because it does help me think about whether or not like I really need to purchase this thing, or, can it wait? Is it something that I can save up for instead? Is it something that I can just put into my budget for next month and just let it ride this month? Can I go without it for a little bit? And sometimes, yes, I can. Sometimes I can't, and I just, whatever. But you're making informed decisions with your money, and that's really the most important thing, rather than just getting to the end of the month and being like, I don't know where any of my money got to. So without further ado, we will get into my budget for September. Maybe. There we go. Don't know why that didn't want to shrink on me. Okay, so this is a budget template I use. I'm still working out the kinks. There is a video. I will put a link in the show notes. Somebody asked a couple of videos ago if I would share the link, and I will. I will share kind of a basic one. Some of these tabs are just me playing around, so you'll get like kind of the traditional like version of it. And if you like it and it works for you, awesome. If there's any problems and you've grabbed it, like, please definitely let me know. It works for me, but I also sometimes think about like, you know there might be some issue with it or some kink in it that like I've fixed but I haven't thought to like fix again or fix anywhere else, so as things come up, so just let me know, and I can help you, and I can even walk you through how to use it. So anyway, My expected income for this month is $3,731.90. I got a raise. I got a massive raise. For two reasons. One, I got a promotion, which was really exciting. I have been now. I also kind of feel like I need to eat crow because I've been saying all along that like there's no space for the job that I like. I went to school. I went to back to school to get my educational administration degree, and I thought, for all this time I had been like saving up money to like move because I figured there's no way there's going to be a job for me where I actually work, and I was definitely going to have to go somewhere else. And I have to eat my words now because there is, and I was hired. And I'm super excited about that. Now, they were really generous and granted me back pay because we technically are like we were like four pays by the time they hired me. We were at least four pays into the new contract year, or in this case for me the new fiscal year. So they owed me the back pay, and rather than just paying it in like one lump sum, which I kind of would have preferred, but I don't get to make those decisions. What they did was take the any back pay that I was owed, and then they would split it up among the 20 remaining pays in the fiscal year. So very cool. I'm pretty happy for it. So that's actually like technically monthly more than I'm gonna make, probably a little bit more than I'm gonna make next year. I should get a raise of a certain percentage, but because like there's, a bunch of paychecks that are kind of in there and spread out, it's gonna look probably next year that like I didn't get a raise at all, but I did. It just I'm getting extra, at least two whole paychecks in here, and then the difference between, so they had paid me on my one contract twice. So they needed to give me the difference of what my pay should be, and then two pays I should have added to me. So they did, and that's what I'm at right now. So it ends up being, almost a $800 pay raise, I think. I'd have to actually go back and do the math, but pretty decent. Pretty psyched with it because I feel like I was just under 3,000 a month take home. So this is going to be my take home from at least now until July 1 of next year. So yes, $291 comes in for my mom. That pays for a cell phone, things that like her iCloud account. It pays for she gives me a little bit of money for the internet because we split some services and things like that. And my parents still pay my student loans because that's the deal we had when I went to college. I am actually saving up to pay that off so they don't have to pay any more of it, in the event that there is no student loan cancellation. I kind of wish that people would get on that, but we'll see. We'll see where that's at. Giving, so I do $10 in a giving fund, and it's just because I'm stupid in the way that I set this up. I should go in and change it. I like to put all my giving money in a giving fund so that like when there's opportunities I can give and I don't have to like stress out about where, the money's coming from and do I have enough money and, all that kind of stuff. So I put that all in a sinking fund, and everything that I give comes out of that sinking fund except this one thing because I stupidly went, "Oh yeah, pay with PayPal." And my PayPal gets coming out of my regular account, not the account that has my sinking funds in it. So I should fix that, and maybe I'll go in and do it. But that's why that giving line is there. It's $10. That's not really all I give every month, but it's there because I am just stupid with the way that I did that. So, my mortgage has actually gone down at 666.04, and some of that is because I shopped around for better insurance, which is great. That saved me quite a bit of money. And so that's my new payment for the year. My electric bill is $33.27, and my natural gas is $24.77. I am fortunate that like I get the bill for that in time to make my budget. I get it at like the end of the month prior. And I include that because that's the month it comes out, so that makes the most sense to me. Like I don't want to have to like go back and fix July's budget and say, "Oh, well, actually my July electrical usage was $33 and, whatever." That seems silly to me. So, sewer $58, it's a flat rate. Water $18.97, that's also a flat rate. And I kind of keep it, that's a minimum rate. And then after that it's usage, and I hardly ever go over the minimum, so I just leave it in there as a budget item, and then if I need to adjust, I adjust. Garbage, I actually pay that once a year, so I put some money into a sinking fund for that. Internet, $146, that's internet and television, and I have said this before in other videos. I have it because My father, who is bedridden, has very few joys in life, and some of the TV that he watches is one of them, and it's really all he really can do all day. And so he's really adamant about having access to specific channels, and some of them you cannot get through just a regular streaming service, or I would. One of them I found we could get with if we used Hulu Live, but the price of that was the same as what we were already paying, so it's fine. That's my because that's that plus my internet. So if you take out my internet, it's about the same price as Hulu Live. Cell phone $43.49. I don't really anticipate going over on my data or anything because I really didn't go anywhere or do anything. So that should be the normal bill. Groceries, I've budgeted $100 this month. I did, however, make a note for October. My cousin and her husband raise beef cattle, and they're going to butcher in October, and so I'm going to get a probably 2 years supply of beef. They do a really good job packaging it. It lasts forever. I actually, as a matter of fact, still have beef in my freezer, ground beef. Probably like, I don't know, 6 pounds, 7 pounds, 8 pounds even of ground beef. And they're still in great shape. So I'm going to try to eat those before the butchering happens. However, I am in my head kind of trying to figure out a way to set aside some money. I might just pull it out of my savings. And yeah, it's good stuff and it's worth it. My mother and I are going to split aside, which is half, like a side of a cow, half of it. Anyway, so life insurance, $7.50. That's just a general, like that's a $25,000 term life policy. I don't have any dependents, so I'm not really concerned about that. It's more like just cover burial expenses and stuff. I put $100 into a brokerage account for my niece. My mother gives me $50 of that. That's part of her $291 up here. I don't think I mentioned that earlier. That's kind of a new item in our budget. We want to make sure we save money for her so that she, if she needs something like, she wants to take a school trip that's expensive. Like I went to Spain and it was like $2,000 in the 90s and that was a lot of money. So she wanted to do something like that, or, maybe help her with like college expenses, or help her, buy a car when she turns 16, that sort of thing. So we're putting some money away for her. Her mom is great. Her mom has 3 kids and I don't think probably has a ton of money to put anything back. And her father probably never will. So, and he's just not really the saving type. He doesn't have any money to his own name. So we thought somebody's going to have to, and we're doing it. House and garden, I put $50 in there for house and garden, and I think I am actually going to up that because I'm actually going to make that 200. I really need to get mulch. I don't even know how much it costs. It better not cost more than $200, but I really need to mulch a section of my property, and I'm going to plant some things, so I need to get some money to buy some plants. Restaurant, $40. I do not anticipate eating out because the Delta variant is going to go like crazy through my community since school went back, and I'm just not going to do much eating out. Personal is $100. Miscellaneous, $100. I give myself a miscellaneous. Roth IRA, I put $500 a month into my Roth IRA. $200 goes into my student loans. That's a little bit over what the actual payment is, but that's what my mother gives me to put in, so that's what goes in. I have to change this. So, okay. $50 goes into my car repair sinking fund. All these things down here in gray are my sinking and savings funds. I have $100 in my, these balances, by the way, are not accurate because I did not close out my budget from before. Some of them may be, but they're not all accurate. So just keep that in mind. Put $100 in a house sinking fund so that if something comes up and I need to, do something with it, I know next month I'll need to get my furnace cleaned and serviced. So like the money that I would spend there will come from that account. That's an Nittany Lion Club. It's an organization I belong to support Penn State athletics because I am a former athlete at Penn State. So I'm a Lady Lion. So, go State. Garbage, that's my sinking fund for garbage. I put about $15 a month in there. There's $74 that goes into my giving fund. So it's $100 total, but like the Nittany Lion Club is 16 of it, and the other donation that I make. And I can't remember if it's Planned Parenthood or Fair Fight. One of them is a $10 one, and it comes out of my regular budget line. And then the other one comes out of here. Car insurance, $59 a month I put aside for car insurance. And I'm actually kind of pretty over on that. Although, like I said, I don't know that beginning balance is correct because I did pay it last month. $50 in a gift fund. And I use that to kind of collect, money for Christmas gifts, birthday gifts, things like that. I like to kind of have the money set aside in case I happen to be somewhere where, I want to buy something. I have the money there and I don't have to kind of finagle things in my budget. I've got it in a fund already. So, the next one is my student loan fund. I'm hoping to put $544.56 in there this month. And I'm busy trying to make that, my God, these balances are way off. What's that looking for? Oh, that's going all the way back to June. Well, no wonder that's so weird. I'm like, there's no way there's that much in here, and there's no way there's that little. Anyway, sorry about that. So, I'm piling up money so that in the event that, Democrats lose control of Congress or lose control of the House or something, Congress, House, whatever, same thing, lose Senate seats, during the midterms, and it looks like student loan forgiveness is just not going to happen, then I want to have the money there that I can just pay them off and be done with it. That's my plan. And so I'm setting, kind of any extra money aside in the month to that. I do a zero-based budget. So you see how this says $150. I changed, or minus $150. I changed how much I was going to do on my house, only because I sort of anticipate that I'm going to need to spend some money on some like landscaping stuff. There's just some things that I want to do with the property. I planted a whole bunch of things on the one side of my house, and I planted them probably in June, maybe the beginning of July, middle of July. I have yet to mulch. So every time, like every couple of weeks, I got to go in and weed because the weeds are just growing like crazy. So I'm waiting so Hurricane Ida is supposed to be hitting us very shortly. And I'm going to wait until all that rain comes in, because I figure, if you don't know, the best time to weed is after it rained a lot. Everything comes out a lot easier because the ground's so wet. But once that actually happens and I can go in and weed it properly again, I am going to get some mulch. Ugh, la la la. And I'm gonna try to see if I can plant some things. I do have seeds, and I might try to do some things from seeds, but if I can do plant starts this late, like some fall crops that actually are, cool weather crops that I can do, that I didn't plant this spring because, oh my God, I was just too exhausted, too much going on. But, I love me some peas fresh off the plant, so I missed those this year. So I'm going to try to plant some fall peas and go from there. So anyway, I need to adjust for that because I do a zero-based budget, which means every dollar that comes into my budget has a plan for it. It's got a job. It's got something it's supposed to do, whether that's go to savings, whether that's, spending on something. So every single dollar, and I'm going to take that out of the moving, etc. fund. So the easiest way to do that is to zero that out, and then it gives me the total at the bottom, 676.30. Okay. And I need to do that because, as you'll see in my next video, I overspent a lot this month because I just did not have a good plan. And if you've watched previous videos, we had a situation where I actually kind of rushed to get my August budget together, and I really wasn't thinking through some of the things that I knew I wanted to do, and I just didn't plan for them appropriately. So I actually ended up way over budget. And I've had to fix that. But, yeah, I will actually get into that in the video where I talk about, when I actually wrap up my budget. So that's what we're looking at. Again, don't look at these balances because those are pulling off the wrong spreadsheet somehow. So that's really weird because it should have copied off of this one. So at the very least should have been off of July. So I guess maybe I never changed it. I don't know. These things happen. So yeah, I guess I'll have to fix that. But guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to try to wrap this up before it gets too long. Remember when my videos used to be like 25, 30 minutes long? I'm like trying to get this down like into 15 minutes. If you have any questions, let me know. Do you budget on paper pencil? Like, God bless those of you who do, because I cannot. To have to sit here and like right here when I had to like recalculate, I would just rather let a spreadsheet give me the totals and calculate all that up for me. Cannot be bothered. Couldn't do it. So let me know in the comments below. Are you digital? Are you paper pencil? And what do you love about the way that or the version that you use? Like, what's so great about it for you? Until next time. Bye, guys.